Everyone tells you to confront them and demand answers. That is why you stay stuck. You were taught that fighting back earns respect. You were told that silence means weakness. But the truth is, constant explaining keeps you emotionally available. And as long as you are available, they feel no real loss. When you shift into silent strength, regret starts growing on its own. Stay to the end, and you will know exactly how to do it. Like and subscribe if you are done playing small. The first habit may look simple, but it changes how they see you overnight. What happens when you stop acting like they matter? What if you didn't hate them? You just erased them? Most people try to show strength by being cold or dramatic. They unfollow loudly. They post quotes. They make sure the other person sees the distance. Or worse, they keep checking stories, waiting for a reaction. That is still attachment. That is still emotional availability. And they can feel it. But people who truly move on do something quieter. They downgrade the person to neutral. No anger. No warmth, just absence of investment. Short replies if necessary. No extra energy. No curiosity about their life. They become background noise. Imagine running into them at work or a gathering. Instead of stiff tension or forced politeness, you nod lightly. You keep the conversation surface level. Then you turn back to your world. Instead of explaining your distance, you simply live it. Psychologically, this hits hard. Humans fear social deletion more than confrontation. When they sense they no longer occupy mental space in your life, their sense of importance drops. Scarcity kicks in. Scarcity means reduced access increases perceived value. You become less reachable. Suddenly, you matter more. Indifference is louder than anger. And the next habit makes that indifference impossible to ignore. Want them to feel the shift instantly? Upgrade your circle. Most people isolate after being hurt. They replay conversations. They stalk profiles. They vent to the same two friends over and over. Their world shrinks around the pain. And secretly, they hope the other person notices their sadness. That energy is heavy. It keeps you stuck in the old story. But people who level up do the opposite. They expand. They meet new faces. They reconnect with old friends. They spend time with people who laugh easily and respect boundaries. Their calendar gets fuller. Their mood gets lighter. Their world gets bigger. Next time you get invited somewhere, say yes. Instead of staying home to overthink, go out. Instead of texting the person who hurt you, call someone who values you. Post nothing dramatic. Just live well. Let your joy be real. Here is the psychology. When they see you thriving without them, their ego takes a hit. They expected you to stall. Instead, you accelerated. That creates cognitive dissonance. It means their belief about their importance clashes with reality. And that discomfort lingers. You did not beg. You did not chase. You upgraded. But this next habit is where most people completely lose control. What if the real power move is doing nothing? No reply, no emotion, no performance. Most people say they are done, but the moment a message pops up, they react. A late-night text, a vague story, a random like. And suddenly their heart races. They analyze every word. They respond carefully. Or they snap back to prove strength. Either way, they are hooked again. That reaction feeds the connection. But people who truly shift understand this. Reaction is access. If you react, you are reachable. If you stay steady, you are untouchable. Next time they test the waters, pause. Instead of replying instantly, do nothing. Instead of defending yourself, stay silent. Instead of proving you moved on, actually move on. Let their bait float with no bite. Psychologically, this removes control. Many people poke to measure impact. They want to know they still matter. When nothing comes back, their brain fills the silence with doubt. No feedback creates uncertainty, and uncertainty creates anxiety. They start wondering what changed. Calm is disruptive, and the next habit is even more uncomfortable for them than your silence. Think talking about them will expose them? It usually exposes you. Most people try to reclaim power by telling their side loudly. They vent at work. They tell mutual friends every detail. They post subtle digs online. It feels justified, feels relieving. But it keeps the story alive. Their name stays in your mouth. Their shadow stays in your space. But people who truly rise above do something unexpected. They stay composed. When asked, they say it is in the past. They do not defend. They do not accuse. They redirect the conversation to their goals, their plans, their growth. Calm, clean, controlled. Picture this. A mutual friend asks what happened. Instead of unloading, you smile lightly and say, "We wanted different things." Then you change the topic. No drama. No character attack. Here is why this works. When you refuse to smear them, you remove their excuse to blame you. They cannot label you bitter. They cannot justify their behavior as a reaction to your hostility. Your restraint becomes a mirror, and mirrors are uncomfortable. Quiet dignity hits harder than revenge. And the final habit is the one almost nobody dares to practice. What if the real closure happens without a conversation? What if you let go without telling them? Most people chase a final talk. They want answers. They want an apology. They want that one moment that makes everything make sense. So they send the long message. They ask for clarity. They try to squeeze healing out of the person who hurt them. And when it does not come, they feel stuck again. But people who grow choose a different route. They forgive internally, not to excuse, not to reconcile, but to free themselves. They stop rehearsing arguments in their head. They stop imagining what they would say if given the chance. They release the emotional charge, quietly, privately, completely. Next time you feel the urge to explain your healing, do not. Instead of announcing you have moved on, just move on. Instead of waiting for their apology, build a life that doesn't require it. Let your peace be self-approved. Psychologically, this is powerful. When they sense you no longer need anything from them, their leverage disappears. No guilt button, no nostalgia hook, no emotional rope. That absence of dependency creates real loss. You are no longer reacting. You are no longer proving. You are free. And when they finally realize it, you are already somewhere they cannot reach. Stop explaining. Stop performing your pain. These 5 habits are not about revenge. They are about standards. You were never lacking power. You were just giving it away. Change the behavior. Everything shifts. Do this and watch the energy flip. They look for reactions and find none. They expect weakness and meet calm. Most people stay emotional. You stay steady. Pick one habit today. Just one. Maybe you stop replying instantly. Maybe you keep their name out of your mouth. Small move, huge impact. You are building a different version of yourself. Less available, more grounded. When people respond differently, do not be shocked. That is growth becoming visible. If this hit, subscribe. You just got a blueprint for free. One click. That is it. And apply it. But this is only half the game. Power is useless if you keep choosing the wrong people. In the next video, you will learn how to spot toxic energy within seconds. No conversation needed. No second chances required. If you can see it early, you never have to recover from it. Go watch it now.